Hi, this is Trevor Conquergood with Floriani, and in this video we're going to learn how to create these cool new Letterman style embroidery letters, and it's an amazing downloadable set of letters available from Floriani, and there'll be a separate video along with this one that'll show you how to download and install those designs into your software. But in this video, we're going to look at how you actually create them on your embroidery machine. And so if you're ready to get started creating this new cool sort of Letterman style letters, let's get started. And these are all of the supplies that you're going to need to use. This is tearaway medium stabilizer. You're going to want to use your rotary cutter and rulers. We'll use some color keep topping. You can match that to your embroidery thread, or you can also just use a white piece underneath. But that will help block the embroidery from the glitter. So this is the adhesive glitter vinyl that's available from R&K, and so we'll use a piece of that, and we'll be using Deco Magic to strengthen our sort of glitter foil. And so this is the Deco Magic. If you want to make this an iron-on letter so that you can iron it onto your Letterman jacket versus sew it on, then you can use the Press and Bond Ultra to add the adhesive to the back. And also optional is to use some puff foam from the embellished puff foam underneath the borders to really raise them up. Yeah, of course, you'll need all kinds of your regular embroidery supplies like your embroidery perfection tape, your favorite Quilter Select Wave applique scissors, or your squeeze and snip snips and your precision angle tweezers. And you're ready to get started, you guys. And so the first thing you want to do is basically fuse the Deco Magic to the back of your vinyl, and what you're going to want to do first off is trim to make them the exact same shape so that you don't get any adhesive on your iron. You can iron from both sides, but I like to iron right through the back of the Deco Magic onto the so you put the shiny side of the Deco Magic together with the shiny side of the vinyl adhesive so that they glue to each other. And when you're done, you let it cool, and now you need to remove, there's a plastic protective transfer sheet on the glitter foil, and you need to remove that before you do any of the embroidery. We're going to embroider on the foil, but not through the plastic. And so then the next thing you're going to do is hoop up your tearaway stabilizer. So one sheet of tearaway, place the vinyl on top, use some embroidery perfection tape to stick it down. Next, you're going to add your color keep topping, and we've chosen the pink color keep to go with our pink embroidery thread. And now it's time to embroider color number 1. And so this is the cool fuzzy fill background that kind of meanders around your letter and fills it in. And when it's done, it'll look like this. And now it's time to remove the topper, and it'll pull off very, very easily. Just pull all of the excess topper from around your letter, and it'll look like that. And now you're ready to get started with the second color. And before you can embroider the second color, you need to add the puff foam on top. Now that could be optional because you could also use the cool High Loft dimensional fleece on top. And you could also just go with no dimension and just go with a regular outline. And we actually made the designs 2 ways, one for puff foam and one for regular embroidery, which would be suitable for the High Loft fleece or, just regular satin stitch outline. But whatever design you choose, match it up if you're doing the puffy or not. And then stitch the color onto your puffy or directly over top of the fuzzy fill. So once you've done sewing the outline, then it's time to remove the puffy foam. And so once again, it just kind of pulls away, and it'll be very easy to pull that foam from around the embroidery. You also pull the piece from the inside so that you can see a nice sort of raised effect on your border, as well as the beautiful fuzzy fill on the inside. And so there's one more color of the design. I guess it could be optional, but the last color you stitch is a run stitch outline, and that gives you something to trace around when you cut this out. And so at this point, you've sewn all 3 colors, and you take it off of the machine. And now you want to use your scissors to trim. And I like to work from the back side because it's easier to see where that sort of run stitch is on the back side than it is through the glitter. And so I cut from the back, and I just make sure that any little white threads, I either trim them off or I trim right along the dotted line, and then I pull all the any threads off of the edge of the crest. And so when you're done, it'll look like that. This is the final step, and once again, I'm sure it's optional, but since we used a tearaway stabilizer and we've cut around, there was a little bit of tearaway, so I guess had you removed the tearaway prior to cutting, then that would, it might not be as easy to remove this part because there's still that run stitch there. So I just find once you trim along that run stitch and you remove it, that you can then remove that last little bit of the tearaway stabilizer, and your letter looks like that. At this point, if you want, you could add the Press and Bond Ultra to make it an iron-on letter, and that would make it possible to iron it onto your blue jeans or iron it onto your Letterman jacket. But you've got a nice wide area of fancy glitter foil, which you could also use to stitch it down, and so you can take your pick on how you attach it. But that is how to make the cool new Letterman letters from Floriani with the new fuzzy fill and the awesome fun puffy outline. And so thanks very much for listening. Hope you have a great day. Enjoy the designs, and bye for now.